let's get into this about LeBron James. He's at it again. I don't understand for the life of me how someone with such privilege have been making money since he was 18, millionaire, multi-millionaire, somehow believes in this perpetuated idea of racism against white people and slavery. I don't know how many times he got to bring this up. He talk about President Trump. He says all this crazy stuff that I disagree with. And now the disagreement is based on opinion. It's my opinion, that's his opinion. He can have his own opinion. But I have a right to disagree. When you're saying something as stupid as LeBron James is saying, I have a right to disagree. So let me read you what he said about slavery and NFL ownership. The NFL, they got a bunch of old white men owning teams, and they got that slave mentality. Now, the English is not good. And I'm not going to throw that in his face that his English sucks. But let's get into the meat and potatoes of this. I'm gonna finish what he said, and then we're going to talk about it. And James said on his new show that's called The Shop, it's like, it's my team. You do what the F I tell you to do, or we get rid of you. Let's put this in perspective. First of all, I would agree with LeBron James if these factors were true. If these NFL owners were raping their players, I'd agree with LeBron James. If these NFL owners weren't paying their players, if they were beating their players, if they forced players to play involuntarily, I'd agree. And then the concept of saying, you do what I tell you or I get rid of you. First of all, in slavery times, slave owners owned you. They paid money for you. They couldn't say, do what I tell you to do, I'll get rid of you. They'd say, do what I tell you to do, I'll beat you to oblivion, beat you into doing what I've orchestrated for you to do against your will. That's what they would tell them, because they couldn't get rid of them, because they owned them and they paid for them. The difference in the NFL is that these players are voluntarily, and for most NFL players, this is their dream come true. This is access to wealth that can change their lives forever. Voluntarily playing a sport and getting drafted and signed to a team is an accomplishment like no other. And then they want you to believe that this is somehow, these players are being forced into their dreams. And then while they're in their dreams, having a good time, only playing during the season, playing a sport that you can recover from. This is not like you're going to the military. They're getting a ton of money on top of it, a ton of fame, notoriety, being set up for their futures. And LeBron James is acting as if this is slavery. It is despicable. It is disgraceful. And people get mad at me. They say, you always talking about LeBron James. Well, LeBron James is destroying the images of what this world is and what the black community should believe right in their mental. When you see a man who makes that much money, is that popular, and he says something stupid, to most of us with a positive connection on our brainstem, we understand that it's stupid. But to young people, this is gospel truth. To young people, they're believing that these racist white men in the NFL are just bludgeoning these players and making them do whatever like it's for free. Let me tell you something. In my defense of NFL ownership, black folks, if you really feel like that these owners are racist, then quit the team. If every black person quit all the NFL teams, there would be no NFL, wouldn't it? But why won't they quit the team? Because they're getting paid hundreds of thousands, even millions of dollars to play a sport. These NFL owners, they don't have to sign you. They don't have to give you an opportunity. This is business. Grow a backbone. This is business. If you don't produce money, they don't get paid, then they're going to pick the next best player. Why do you think they have facilities? Training facilities. They get you prepared for the NFL draft. Training facilities. They get you prepared in the offseason. They're not doing it for the heck of it. They're doing it so you can have the competitive edge. So then when you produce, you can ask the owners for a raise. You can demand contract negotiations. They didn't negotiate contracts in slavery. It wasn't no two-way negotiation. So I just wanted to say that because it just boils my skin. There's probably a whole bunch of stuff that I want to say that I forgot to say. I'll probably make a part 2 to this. But in my honest opinion, this is an example of the distortion and brainwashing that goes on in the black community that needs to stop. If you want to go and go on all day about kissing LeBron James' butt because he's popular, because he's successful, and you won't call him out for the truth, then you can do your thing. But my goal and mission is to reveal the truth, because the only way we can fix things is if we reveal the truth first. The core problem in the community is this brainwashing mentality. You are free. You are not bound by anybody. There is no such thing as slavery in our modern times. And white people are not worrying about you on their days off. So I will say this to any young brother who watched LeBron James do that. Don't look at people like LeBron James as a role model. You can look at them as a good basketball player. Listen to people who talk to you about freedom, who talk to you about you can be the best that you want to be if you put in the effort, that you live in the greatest country on earth. God-given abilities can make you successful, not just so you can flaunt and have $1 million houses. It's for you to give back to other people. What you do in this lifetime will precede your death. People won't remember your money. They're not going to remember how many threes you didn't hit. They're going to remember the impact that you had on somebody's life that caused a positive reflection on the community. And LeBron James, if you're watching this video, and I'm sure you'll probably get around to it, I really pray that you sit down for a minute and you do some research. Look into history. Don't make off-the-cuff claims that are not sustainable. By all means, don't compare a multi-million-dollar, billion-dollar sport to a time in history that black people were beaten, raped, mutilated, separated from their families, separated from groups of people who they came here with. They didn't speak the same language. They were prevented from reading. They don't look nothing like the NFL. And how dare you make that comparison? Go do your homework and please do something about your character before I make another video about you. The end. I'm out.